Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel. We're looking to what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com. Rosie and Karina News Digest. Rosie Insights started about 7 years ago as Rosie Psychic Investigator, looking at news related to the Trump administration. Over the years, I have followed the practice of doing research about what's going on in the news, making that a core feature of my content. As of November 7th, 2024, I have had Karina as my daily guest slash partner for the series after the election. We are committed to working as a pair on this series at least until this election situation is resolved. Karina lives in Arizona, loves crystals, and is a certified aromatherapist. She is working on her website for private client healing appointments. We'll share her info once it's ready. Karina started as Rosie's, meaning my client, about 5 years ago, and then we became friends and started sharing the conversations we were having privately already. This channel is about looking at current news and events through an intuitive lens and sharing intuitive information. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Trust your intuition. This channel is just one source. Do your research, trust your intuition. You are the master of your own beliefs. What we won't do: conform. We do not conform with what other channels say necessarily. This is an independent channel, as is theirs. If you have a question about what you heard on another channel, ask that channel. On to today's episode. If you like this video, subscribe and press like. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Korean psych investigators. So I'm laughing here, Karina, because I already got so distracted. I was recording and everything, and I got distracted so by this thing behind me. It's a shelf holder thing. People get so mad at it. So don't get mad. I will remove it. Okay, soon. It's just
I kind of enjoy the comments when people say
yeah.
they're wiping off a smudge on their
Can you
screen.
remove that thing? It's like OCD killer. No, I gotta remove it. It's gonna stay there. Oh, no. Okay, so just maybe I'll anyway. But the point, let's go
Here
back
we got
again.
distracted again.
That's right. Let's go to today. Today is Saturday, December 28th. It's 9 p.m. So it's gonna go out late, the video, by the time we're done. So, but all right. So, but let's get to the protection. So I'd like to ask for protection, beautiful way of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, a greater circle, I step into it, I step into it. I feel protected, I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay, all right. So today there are a few topics, and I was talking to Karina about it, and it showed her something someone sent me. It's about election. Go back to the initial reason why the core of this channel, right? Because as you may remember, if you started watching the videos with us then, that we started doing together, was that I had this, I remember we all had this impression, Corinne and I, right? We had this impression that there's something going on. It's not what it is. And then we felt this calm. And then eventually, in a few days later, we saw the thing with Elon Musk and the tabulation with the Starlink and so forth. So this is just the background, because this information that we're going to put up here relates to this. So let me just pause so that I can put this bring up this article or this post. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is a post on a subreddit called Something Is Wrong 2024. I have linked to something posted here before. This was sent to me by somebody in who watches my videos. And so it was put together by an analyst. So then by the way, I double checked. He's not linking necessarily the data directly, but if you look it up here, Clare County, Nevada election data, here they have, you can click on it and it will give you the information. Okay, so okay, just so you know, that's what the person used to to um to write this. Okay, so let's get started. So a newly leaked data file reveals startling evidence of vote switching fraud in Clark County, Nevada. This data, made publicly available, provides an exact record of how all the 285,000 citizens of Clark County voted. This is not an estimate. This is real statistical audit of the election results, something we have long demanded. The findings confirm my hypothesis. There was large-scale electoral fraud in key battleground states in the 2024 election. This first became evident when county-level data from Arizona showed an unusual lack of statistical variation across 15 counties, something that did not align with the results from 2020. The same pattern was later found in North Carolina, where 100 counties exhibited the same issue. Texas followed suit with 254 counties showing the same anomaly, except for 4 small counties. Okay, it showed the 26 ballot batches from early voting along with five vote centers with election day votes differ significantly enough to make the changes of those 2 sets originated from the same population, approximately 1 in 3 million. While this was strong evidence, it wasn't the final smoking gun. It was not ballot level data. Now, with the release of Clark County's ballot level data, the evidence is indisputable. This is no longer a matter of interpretation, it's a fact. You can verify the data yourself on the Nevada Secretary of State's website, and I want to thank this person for bringing this out to our attention. The probability that the election day early voting sets for Trump came from the same population. Okay, for Kamala, I don't know exactly. Honestly, I don't know what 10 and 20. I don't know. I'm sorry. What it mean? What does, uh, I don't know how to read this. Okay, 10 and,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But the point is that the data shows, okay, so these are astronomical numbers, meaning the likelihood that these data sets are from the same group of voters is essentially 0. The data shows that votes were artificially switched from Kamala to other candidates to Trump, specifically in the early voting tabulation. That's exactly what we saw, right? Okay.
It's exactly what we
2
saw. Yep.
hypotheses to explain the data. 1, a group of politically motivated individuals with Republican leanings used advanced technology to manipulate the vote at the tabulator level during 2024 US election. Trump supporters turned out in unusually high numbers on election day, which explains the late reversal of Democratic leads in swing states. So then here is okay, so in figure out, you can see that the mail-in votes were processed across just 6 tabulators. With so few tabulators, so it's interesting that he has that much. Okay.
Yeah.
So in figure 2, you see election day results from, okay, so the distribution of plenty of random variation expected from a large population. Figure 3 shows used to process early voting. What stands out immediately is the severe clustering and absence of middle range percentages, which points to abnormal vote switching. This confirms the first hypothesis that voters were manipulated with Trump's numbers artificially inflated at the expense of Kamala and other candidates. The tabulator IDs confirm the manipulation as they follow a specific clustering pattern. The 2 anomalies stand out, one where Trump numbers spiked in tabulators with smaller volumes, and another where Kamala's numbers were disproportionately high in tabulators with lower volumes. Okay, it's possible that it was more aggressive in a small and applied in reverse in others. Okay. The second hypothesis for voters is disproven by okay. Okay, all right. So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
ticketing
So
too.
anyway,
Yeah.
so this is I'll make sure I haven't linked lately, but I will. So he's a not the person that can't even put their name because of right how serious this
Right.
is. They could be
Right.
attacked and such. So release a mailing for so this is kind of what we talked about it before, right? Corinne and I with the issue that they changed. What I saw clearly was that because guys, I remember this very well. So this came I I don't remember exactly what video it was, but it was just that remember that there was somebody in Florida at
Hmm.
whose home or no fact there was a factory or something like that that was raided.
It was, yeah, it was the,
Uh,
oh my God.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's there was only one person, so he was some sort of
Hmm.
Republican person, and then there was I saw that there were like these this pings from the it was like a receptor some sort of receptor for the signals. And Karina, she was the one, oh, kept seeing the word grew from the character. And I said, and then that's the video. I said, oh, GRU means the Russian, right? So anyway,
Hmm.
so it was all of this, but the tabulator, this is the thing. This is the thing that gathers the numbers and changes. So, so this is that. Now, okay, so let's stop here. So, and then ask the questions. Like, let's just ask, let's just start with, oh, and you know what? Actually, let me pause here and
Okay.
then show you before we ask the questions. I think we should show all of this and then we get to the questions, Karina.
Okay.
Let's
Yes.
show, this is something that also many people have mentioned this in the comments. And then somebody, Kathy from Cosmic Owl sent me the link to this. Okay, which is the AG, I think, of
Hmm.
Texas. Okay, talking about Elon Musk and what he did. Okay, for the election. Just let me pause. Oh no, I don't need to pause actually. I can just go here. Wait, did I move? Did I go? Okay, that's you guys see it, right?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
let's see. I'm going to play because I it's timed. That's right.
Yeah, you
It's
got it
11.
set.
Okay, so that's it. So let's pay attention to what he's saying.
Hmm.
And it was so exciting for me the day, 2 days before actually the Sunday before the election, I had the opportunity to meet with Elon Musk at his house for a couple hours to talk about the election. And aren't you all glad he's on our side?
Whoa.
So I was talking to him. I spent about 2 hours and we were going over election, and he told me he had all this data. He told me how we were reaching out to Republicans we'd never reached out to before. And he told me, he said, I can tell you right now, I'm responsible for this. He said, I'm involved in every battleground state, and we're going to win every battleground state. And I am convinced that whatever he did, whatever rocket science thing he did, made a huge difference in this election, along with getting people out to vote like this organization did. So there is truly hope for the future because of what you all are doing, for the involvement of getting new voters and getting younger voters involved in this process. Because we have 4 years and we shouldn't waste a single day.
Okay, so that was just that part where the important part of this video is it
Hmm.
was that part where he says that he was talking to Elon Musk on that day, and that he was telling him about battleground states. And then as he's listen as okay, so then we can start now. I'm gonna stop sharing and then we talk right now. I feel
Hmm.
like a lot is already coming to me. So as even
Yeah.
I was listening to him, to
Hmm.
Camp Paxton, I got something also like flashes. So
Hmm.
remember when before, of course, so maybe a couple months before the election, Elon Musk went all the way in, get all his money, and then he started. You remember he started going to all. He was like he was personally involved in the local. Like he was there. He was even supposedly like knocked on some doors or something. He was
Hmm.
there in person. And then it's telling me, Rosie, there's a reason. Like if somebody like him, he doesn't have to be why would he do that in person?
Right.
Why would he? It's saying that they're testing the signals. They have to test the signals to make sure it's all working.
Hmm.
And so it doesn't make sense. Why would right? And then even and you can
Right.
see the skepticism in Ken Paxton. He's like, "Wow, he said that we're gonna win all the battleground states."
Yeah.
And he was, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wow, good for you."
Whatever rocket sciences he did, hey, he
So
did it.
so it's just
Wow.
like
Jeez.
so then okay, so Corina, so that's that. Now I don't even know where to start. So let's start with Ken Paxton, right?
Ugh,
Okay,
yeah,
what does he know? What was it? What does he
I
know? Can't what?
pick up your rosary beads for this one. Oh, he's so evil.
Okay, so let me ask about. Okay, so tell me what was what does Ken Paxton know about what happened? Does he know? Yes.
Yeah, they all know at this point. They all know. It's obvious.
And you know what I'm getting also that I know it's not that I'm making a positive case for him, but I almost feel like God has works in mysterious ways where like he was compelled to say this in public, almost as a confess, like because right, this is kind of a confession. And if you
He
add all of this, even what is the name of the guy that has a podcast, Joe Rogan, when
Joe
Elon
Rogan,
was
yeah.
like he knew the voting results before it came out.
Yeah.
If you start adding all of this together, and he spends all this time with them,
Hmm.
and it's saying that he was gathering data, he was talking to him to get information about how we're going to do this and that, and then that's right. And then he's admitting, he's saying, well, Rosie, what essentially it tells me, if he was put under cross-examination, he would admit that there's no way that the actual data about what was likely to happen is that they would lose badly,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
that he was like, wow, so he said all this. It was like, okay. And then actually it didn't happen. Wow, look at this, amazing.
Yeah.
So he knows that,
Yeah.
and it's saying even if it's like he was in the event for the so-called young voters, right, over this Turning Point conference, but he had to mention that it was because of Elon Musk. And then he mentioned, oh yeah, that's right. Of course we had more voters, but he knows. They
He
know.
knows.
They
He
know.
knows. Yeah.
So wow. So
They know it wasn't because of new voters.
that's
There's
right. That's right.
no way when you look at the
Well,
new voters that came out and voted for Kamala and his new voters, yeah, no, there's no comparison. The naked eye could see that. And
hmm
even when he's saying that stuff about new voters, he's awfully twitchy. He's
That's
awfully
right.
twitchy. He
Hmm.
just, you know, he's just glitching. You
Yeah,
can see it's like, yeah, yeah.
and I'm getting this like message saying, Rosie, yes, he's a liar. He lies a lot, but he was telling the truth at that moment. He was telling the truth,
Well,
right?
they always tell you the truth when they're telling you the crime. Exactly.
Mhm.
When they're, they just can't help themselves.
That's right.
So,
So it's
yeah.
just that he was like amazed that I was like, wow. And he'd say, there's a lot of people who know, and I see there's a lot of people. Wow, and I'm seeing this image of Republicans in different areas. They're friends with these other Republicans. We're telling them this, and they're like, even call the F. They're like, this is not right. Like what they're telling us is saying you guys are not the only ones who have these thoughts about
Right.
no,
No.
you're not the only one. It's like a lot of people, especially a lot of people that know a lot about elections, they can't explain it. And they know that there's the only explanation for this is something very nefarious. They don't know quite how this would be done, but that's what was done here, is what I'm understanding. So,
Exactly. Because, all the cheating in the past
mm-hmm,
has been on the ground level,
mm-hmm,
so to speak, as gerrymandering and messing with the mail-in ballots and, switching vote, that kind of thing. They're all aware of that stuff and they can see it, they can keep tabs, they know what's happening. This happened in a way that's never happened before.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So it's obvious to them that something is not right here. And they know it. They just can't quite come out and say it yet. That, gee, the only equation that makes sense here is that everything was the same, but now all of a sudden there's one thing that's different. That's Starlink and Elon is involved. So, what thing is the nefarious thing? Because all that other stuff we've been doing for years, they've never managed to quite get past the finish line with that. So
mm-hmm.
guess what? Here comes Leon with his little Starlink and his tabulators, and here we are. So they're just
Okay,
as nervous as everybody else.
okay, so then so I have a question now. Okay, so then coming here to the what this person, anonymous person, wrote here using the data. He crunched the numbers. He or she crunched the numbers. My question is this: how? Okay, we know that, of course, Corinne and I still see. I know even I was Corinne and I were talking. I just don't see the energy. I just don't feel energy around Trump being president. I just don't. And
Mm-mm.
I can't lie. You know, it is what it is. What I feel. Okay,
Yeah,
I see it is what
we
I feel.
can't make it up.
And then, but then going back to this thing, right? That we have this information, and this is a person who was a data analyst, a data scientist, probably something like that. And so, as somebody who works with statistics, and now we have agencies, we have all kinds of government agencies that probably have much better. They have all of this at their fingertips, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, what does okay, does Biden, is it Biden, we ask, is that, does Biden have this information about exactly what this man pointed out? And then let's say, what is he doing about it? Is he going to do something about it? And okay, and then for example, for some reason I said the CIA guy. Yeah, it's saying that they picked up, it's saying the CIA guy is saying I picked up, because by the way, a lot of people don't seem sometimes don't know this. The CIA does not work in US soil. They pick up
Mm-mm.
international signals.
Right.
So this person is telling Biden about this because there was international, they picked up international signals and also the signals of the satellites.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
a lot, saying a lot of countries, not even that, a lot of countries have this information, so they could even leverage that to to get Trump to do things for them. Doesn't make sense. So
Right.
you see, it's like it's a risk of blackmail on top of blackmail of all of it.
Yeah.
So
It's
so then I guess
it's
so
national security on so many different
right,
levels.
that's right. So then so the question is this: what does Biden think of all this? And is there, I mean, we're kind of asking questions that we have already asked before, but just to like
Mm-hmm.
reiterate, because people get like so scared. And by the way, I know sometimes I get comments. I say this almost every video now, like, "Oh my God, I'm so scared. I saw this comment." It's like, this is what we see. We're not, you're responsible for your own mental health in a way, right? Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
really like, oh my God, you cannot trust, like complete, you have to make up, you have to study, you have to get information, you have to look at data. You cannot freak out about every little thing. And you should absolutely not trust, just because we make, like we make this video, other people make different content. You don't know who these
Right.
people are. You should not immediately trust what you see. Does it make sense? We're just here gathering information, sharing it from an intuitive perspective. But
Right.
this is like the most important thing for you if you're watching is that you do research and that you do not fall for the easiest explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it is a
Yeah.
complicated situation. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And if it
Oh,
makes you act like that,
that's right. That's
then
right.
you know it doesn't set right with you.
That's
So
right.
don't listen to it.
That's right. Exactly. So, but so having said that, this is why, like, asking kind of again here, what does Biden think about this, and what does the U.S. have? Like, if this man here on the internet was able to put together this statistical model, what does Biden have to kind of back up his theory if they do? Okay, so I actually
Mm-hmm.
maybe this is the right question. What does Biden have to back up this gentleman's theory here? Not theory, proof, data,
Proof.
number crunching. What does he
Mm-hmm.
know that this gentleman may not know about what happened? Oh, the signals. I see that it shows
Mm-hmm.
me Elon Musk almost playing video game. Like the
Mm-hmm.
signal thing was changed, and how and when the numbers were changed. They have it
Yeah. Yep.
because
He
they
has
have
it
it's
all.
they have the data pipeline of how this information was transmitted.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And it's
and,
hour by hour. I see it hour by hour. He's got a piece of paper that's listed, and it's every hour they can see the numbers and what it should have
mm,
been.
that's
And
right.
then when it switched
Right.
and everything, they can see it. It's
So
detailed.
and yeah, you know what I even saw? This is it's like this man is just so evil. Like I saw that, he has contracts with the US Department of Defense. So because of that,
Mm-hmm.
even because of that, we have access to it. So it's like it was almost like we have the ability, even if it wasn't, we do have the capability of looking into it without his permission. But with his permission,
Yeah,
we do have
absolutely.
permission because it's part of the contract
Right.
that he signed with the US government, right? For selling his
Mm-hmm.
services and such. But it's like it's like though as they have it, he has all of it showing. So, okay, having said that, so this let's see. Oh, let's talk about Avery Haynes, right? Also, because she's the head of all the agencies. She
Right.
basically all of the agencies report to her, the intelligence agency security. What does she think? Let's now ask her. What information does she have that backs up what this man is saying, or not? Maybe okay. Like, what does she know that would explain to this gentleman here what really happened? Okay, so what did they say? Okay, so they picked up. I see that she has information from different countries that was sent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I see
Mm-hmm.
NATO. They
Right.
have
NATO.
all because satellites is a big
Mm-hmm.
deal because you monitor a lot of like countries, the information about different countries. So they saw when the information was being exchanged, like the passing the information up and down. So
Mm-hmm.
they were observing it and they have the information. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
countries did do that, especially of course the countries that do not want trash to come
Mm-hmm.
on because it's stolen. And then now, okay, and then I see that she has that. She also has the NSA, right? The NSA does pick up signals in the US.
Yeah.
So the chatter, the people that they were already very suspicious of them, some of them that were connected to Musk. And all these conversations, a lot of people, I feel like a lot, even I honestly say that I do think that Republicans are, some of them are kind of like giving information. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that there are people going to be like, because this is the easy, oh, is that a whistleblower? I have to a reminder that this is so big that it's not like one whistleblower is not going to have
Right.
it's just it's relatively minor, but it just backs up. It's like, oh,
Right.
just like the person said that, for example, Ken Paxton, it was kind of like that. Like I was listening to what Ken Paxton was saying. He was saying something that sounded like a confession. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not
Mm-hmm.
big enough, right? Because you
Right.
need data, you need the information and the data pipeline, and I see the government has it.
Yeah.
Now, the question is then, what will Biden do given and so yesterday's video, I think some people got like it seemed controversial to them when I said the thing about waiting for the law or the Congress to disqualify. It's like we've been this before. Remember when Trump was president?
Yeah.
He was impeached twice. Nothing happened.
Twice.
So we can't wait for
Mm-hmm.
Congress to do things. Like it's too it's I
Yeah.
mean, God, we can't okay.
It's not
God's going to
controversial.
decide,
It's fact.
right? Is God's going to decide how exactly, we don't know exactly how it's going to come down, right?
Right.
But I just, if we look at what, because the history, right, we look at how the actions have happened, what hasn't happened before. It's kind of crazy to assume that the same people are going to do something so different. So I don't think so. Maybe you can ask this: is Congress going to be the ones who are going to do something about it? As people are commenting, is Congress? No, I
No.
see Congress stunned.
Yeah. What? Us? No. We wouldn't.
No,
No. No.
and
No.
it's saying they're like shocked at what happened. So
Yeah.
no, it's
I
saying
see like a bob and weave, duck and weave, duck and weave. They're yeah,
yeah,
they're shocked. They don't want to.
yes, and they're not expecting it, and it's saying
No.
that Biden, it was a Biden executive, was an executive order, and Supreme Court said that it, president are basically king, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants now, Biden, until he leaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so he again reveals, that's right, he reveals the data. It's kind of like what I saw before. There's some sort of press conference where
Yeah.
they explain that this has happened, and do they have now? I have a question just to confirm again. Does Biden have the data? Like I'm sorry, not the data, the actual correct voting, because that's what I saw before.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They
Yes,
have
he
it,
does.
the voting
It's
numbers that were
yep.
correct. Yes, because they
They're in
have
that
the data.
situation room with it.
It's kind of so as you guys know this, right? It's like the data was sent, the actual numbers, and then when it went to the tabulator thing, it was switched.
Mm-hmm.
It was sent correctly, right? So they
Right.
have this data. Okay, so, all right. Oh, and
And
then
they
I'm
have it
getting,
from other
right.
countries and everything. Yes.
Mhm. Oh, and then I'm getting, wow, this is, I guess, new. And then I'll just say this, and then because I feel like you may have a lot to say because I started talking.
Oh no, no,
And then,
go ahead.
so, okay, so the last part here is that I'm getting that, then I see Biden saying we're going to need a little bit of time to start through this, and we're going to have to delay the inauguration. I do think that there could, because it's so big. It's so
Mm-hmm.
big.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so that's what I
Yeah.
see. And now, okay, well, go ahead now, Quinn, go ahead because
Well,
I.
I'll talk and then you'll probably get more stuff as I'm talking too. That's usually how it goes. So no, same thing. I was in the situation room again with um, Avril Haynes, right? Yes. Um, And I had seen it before where all the monitors were other countries. So, we have our monitors, but then there's other monitors that is every other country. And she has all that information. She
Mm,
has all of ours, she has all of theirs. And now, like they were before, it was like, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. This time it's complete. So they're not waiting on anything at this point. They have it all.
mm, mm,
It's just a matter now of doing it. And I saw the coordination of Ruta,
mhm,
Biden, her. It's time. So now to me, it looks like they're just mapping out the plan,
mhm.
which they pretty much already have mapped out. It's just formatting the details of it to make sure everything's done correctly. And
Wow.
you know what? I pick up the same thing about the inauguration,
Mm,
him saying it might be pushed back. Because when you said that, I heard the word March
mhm,
and springtime
mhm,
came rolling in. So it might even be pushed back a little bit to then. But that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Our eye on the prize is Kamala taking the presidency. It doesn't matter when, how it happens. That's what we want to see happen. So there's a lot of crazy stuff that could happen until then. But you know what? I feel everybody's got all the information,
mhm, mhm.
and it's going to play out the same way we thought it would play out before. Ruta and Biden doing their thing.
Yeah, and I see it's interesting, how we talked about in the last couple of days, there have been this, I guess, internal fight of the Maga versus oligarchs. But it's saying that everybody knows there's something weird there. Well, you can't explain how this guy just suddenly attached himself to Trump. Why would he do that, right? Why would Trump? Oh,
Right.
because there's something big going on here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
it
You can't
is
deny
what it is,
it.
right? It is what it is. Like it's this shady situation.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And it's not like he um was what you call a silent donor,
Mhm,
a silent investor. No, he didn't do that. Like,
mhm,
that's Teal's job. Leon came along and wasn't silent about anything. So
mhm,
he made it so obvious that something's not right here.
mhm,
Why are you acting like that? Why did you go to that? Why did you insert yourself? Why did you say that? It's not right to anybody.
mhm.
From the young to the old, people can see that it doesn't pass the smell test. It's not right here.
Okay. So, wow. No, that's great. That's great, Gwen. That's true. So I have so then another question that comes up to me is, so how does spirit, I know that a lot of people are very anxious. What do we say to them? What do you say to them about things happening? It's, it's saying,
We
okay,
have to stay calm
okay.
and keep our eye on the prize, which is Kamala taking the presidency.
Hmm, hmm.
So
So no, but let
go
me
ahead.
let me just ask spirit like what to say. Let me
Oh,
ask.
I'm
Okay, so
sorry.
it's okay. So how does okay, so spirit, how do we okay. So it's just saying like they're like exasperated, like, come on. Do you really think that they were gonna let it pass like this? Come on. They
Hmm.
understand the consequences because this guy now Trump and Musk are both known quantities. It's not as if they came out of nowhere. These people have histories, shady histories. So it's not as if anybody, right? So I think why would those people let why would they let this proceed? Why
Yeah.
would they like okay, and then okay, something else that's interesting. That's people have asked me about this before. And maybe I should this is a time because actually it's coming up again. I thought of her today as earlier I started talking, and then it's coming back to me. So Liz Cheney, right? So Trump threatened her. Didn't he or he sued her? What was the story? I know it passed through. Let me actually look up Liz Cheney. Hold on a second. Liz Cheney, Trump. because I've okay,
You know, seems to be
right,
going after people that know the truth.
that's right. So here, just to confirm with you, just so if you may not know this, if you're sometimes even I, right, there's so much going on that sometimes you don't know,
Yeah,
hard to keep track of everything. So they're targeting her. Let's see here. Okay, Trump GOP zero in on Liz Cheney as potential target. Suggested should prosecute her for her work in the House. Okay, so
of
all right,
course.
so they want to go after her right now. So that's just let me just then stop. We don't need to, right? We just stop share here. So then the question is because then I thought immediately of her dad, right? We know the Dick Cheney. He is the. It's like if he's to me he's the embodiment of so-called deep state, right? In a way, if you
Yeah.
think about it in a traditional sense. Do
Hmm.
you think I'm like I have no doubts about it? Dick Cheney would be like, oh yeah, sure. No, listen, we're going on a hunting trip together.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
I think it's time for a hunting trip.
Yeah.
Are you
Uh,
are you are you game for it?
yeah, let's go whether you're a gamer or not.
Time for a hunting trip. Mhm. So remember, because I think
Yeah.
everyone knows the story, right? That I
Yeah.
think he was in power, and then he went hunting with a friend, and the friend was shot.
Shot him in the face. Yeah.
Was right, and then the friend's like, "Oh, well, everything's fine."
Yeah.
Because it's not like it could I honestly I do think it could be an accident, but the fact that like, what are the odds? You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
Cheney, and I feel the friend is like, no, everything's fine. No, it's great. It's great. It's kind of strange, right? So let's see. Let me
Yeah. It was freaky.
because I think Dick Cheney has, and it's not just because of the daughter. It is also because of the daughter, but it's like, listen, I had enough disrespect. It's enough now. I
Yeah.
think I've had enough for the time
Yeah.
being. So what the hell? So what does Dick Cheney know? And what does Dick
Because
Cheney know? Does it? Because I kind of see him talking to his friends, like, okay, no,
yeah,
just go
because
to
back in the
Liz,
day, he was considered
right?
the
That's right.
yeah.
So what's up with okay, Dick Cheney? Even though the weapons of like massive, right? It was no, say no worries. This
Yeah.
is different. This is like they're coming into our country here. They're seeing this guy. This. So what is it? No, that's it.
Oh
Move
yeah. No.
fast. Time to move. And I see. It shows me. Wow, it's interesting. Wow, it shows me. Because you guys know, some of you, well, probably you all know that I was here on 9/11. I was in New York, 9/11.
Hmm.
And it shows me the Pentagon. You know how one of the airplanes went to the Pentagon and got crashed in
Hmm.
the Pentagon and closed airspace. So it's saying you gotta close the airspace. The Dick Cheney saying we're gonna close the airspace. We're gonna get this MFers down. Because
Yeah.
and I remember, of course, there's different situations, but I remember when it happened. They were arresting people. We don't know. Then they sent them to Guantanamo, whatever, which is, wrong, right, in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
But it was a diary to say, no, Rosie, we're not playing here, right? No, really. Because the country goes down. It's saying, yes, yeah, and it's so funny whenever this 9/11 thing comes. It's so funny, Corina, because it comes back to me often, like 9/11 is, and then I'm like, oh yeah, 9/11, and then it's like, oh, terrorist attack, remember?
Yeah. Terrorist
And
attack.
like,
Terrorist attack.
oh, that's what it is. It's a terror. Like that's it,
Yeah.
Rosie. It's a terrorist
Yeah.
attack. That's what it is. And it's saying
Terrorist.
they're in. They got in, even if right. So
Hmm.
and say I say Dick Cheney knows those tech bros have no loyalty. It's just to themselves. It's not no, it's not a secret, right? And now even the Maga is realizing, like, he's actually does not want to hire American workers.
Yeah. Doesn't like me.
Oh, it's almost as if he was just using it for opportunism. Really? Do you really believe that he thought? Did you think he was going to care about you and your petty grievances? No. Oh. So, so that's interesting. That's right, no, Rosie. And I see Dick Shane's like talking to me like, Rosie, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. He's like,
So,
I
so
still know
that's it.
some people that know some people.
That's right. So like, hold on. Just hold on. So that's right. And I see this again. They're gonna. So I mean, again, guys, take everything we say with a great, right? I don't want to be able to be like, oh my God, I can't fly because they're gonna close the airspace space. No,
Yeah.
it's like just take it, take it easy. But that's what I'm saying. That this is according to information I pick up from Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. No,
Such a
really.
wonderful.
So, so actually, you know what? Now that we could talk about, let's just another way of asking is like, what is going to happen to Liz Cheney? She's going to be okay, or she's going to be? Are they going to sue? Whatever. What's going to happen to her? And I see her with a gun. She's like, "Hello, Donald. Who's laughing now?"
Yeah.
I see that somebody knocks on her door and she has a gun. Because it's like she's one of those people, right? Like I don't know. It's
Oh
why
yeah.
she's like, "Listen, I'm a gun owner. Somebody knocks on my door. I come out with a gun." And I
Right.
see there's local news like intervened Liz Cheney. She said, "Who's laughing now, Donald?" Is how Liz Cheney's response to this evening was stopped by Liz Cheney's house in I don't know, is it Wyoming? I think that's where she is. Wisconsin. I don't remember. I think it's Wyoming. But anyway, pause. Then the answer is like, well, he stopped her by her house and asked, "What do you think?" Well, who's laughing now, Donald? I'm getting my gun. I'm here with my gun. Say it to my face. So I think she's fine. No, I don't think
Oh
anything.
yeah, she's fine. Yeah,
And
she's fine.
then, oh, and then I see behind the background is her dad with the hunting cap. Hello, we're going to have a hunting cap. I think they're fine. So,
Yeah, he'd make
so it's
sure
just
of
like so all is well. It's saying
it.
all is
Hmm.
well. Interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. Though. That's what I got. That's what I got. So
Yeah.
that feels good. It feels good. It feels good.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not gonna let anything happen to her.
Wow.
That's too
So
funny.
right. And it's saying because in a way, because then I was thinking, oh, Kamala, because people are like, oh, it's Kamala. It's like Kamala. It's Kamala's returning. It's almost like she has to do nothing, exactly nothing, because she really can't herself do anything. She's like, listen, stop. No, she can't do that. Like
Mm-mm.
all of this, let's say, national security apparatus has to do something, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it's just, and it's saying, it kind of tells me again, Rosie, do you think people are saying, oh, we're going to wait for Congress? We're going to just look at 9/11. They're going to be like, oh, let's wait until we have a hearing on the thing, and then we decide, to close the airspace. It's just something, it's urgent.
Yeah, it's
You can't
urgent.
like, oh, let's wait. Couldn't we do this? Can we do that? Right. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's what it is.
No
Okay.
more
So
messing around. No more messing
that's right.
around. We can't rely on Congress. We already know they're crooked.
Hmm.
What are they going to do? So,
And by the way, I just wanted to say also fair when you say that it's not that we don't believe 100% it, like no, there's a lot of really fantastic politicians, but
yes,
it hasn't been enough. Let's be real. It hasn't been enough
exactly.
to get trash out. So, right? So that's why you can't rely on something that has always proven not to work, basically. So that's what I think. Okay? That's
Yeah,
that, right, Karina?
exactly. Hmm.
So, wow, that was interesting, unexpected.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that was a little unexpected, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, oh,
Good
okay.
go. Good information though.
Yeah, so that was cool. That was just it's an interesting confirmation, right, of everything.
Going back to the source of the
Mhm.
whole thing in the first place.
Yeah.
The whole crime of the
And
century.
then, and then, wow, so that's right. So okay, so in a week we have January 4th. So yeah, very close. So this thing has to be resolved, I think,
Yeah.
relatively soon. So, okay. All right,
Yep.
we're gonna go for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay?
Hey,
All right.
bye.
Bye, bye.